Good morning guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I'm in the town of Nadi in Fiji today and I'm vlogging from Nadi Town. I can tell you it's very hot and it's very dusty, it's very humid, and I feel as if I've been dropped into a vat of hot treacle. It feels that warm. But anyway, so here I am. I'm on the mean streets of Nadi and I'm taking you on a vlog showing you what it's like. Now I used to live in Nadi many years ago, and I can tell you for one thing, it has changed enormously since then. I last lived here in Nadi and in Fiji in 2013, and well, since then it has changed quite a bit. I've started at the temple end of Nadi. Now there is a temple, a Hindu temple down there. I'll do a separate vlog on that temple at some point in the future, at some point very soon in the future. It's a beautiful temple. It comes highly recommended for tourists when they visit Fiji and they happen to be in Nadi. But anyway, here I am in Nadi. I'm at the temple end, and the one smell I can detect more than anything else is that of motor oil and tyres. This end of Nadi is dominated by shops selling motor parts and tyres and motor oil and what have you, and so there is that distinct smell of all things associated with cars at this end. It really is very strong. There's a very strong smell of at the moment there's a very strong smell of tyres, of the rubber from tyres, and then it alternates with motor oil. So so that's this end of Nadi Town. Anyway, let's go and walk into the heart, the thriving, beating heart of Nadi Town, and I'll tell you a little bit more. Okay, so just to the right of me there is this interesting new building. It's a shopping plaza, and I believe it's called the F&PF. I believe it's called the F&PF Plaza. Oh, sorry, hang on, here we are. It's called the F&PF, or it's called My F&PF Centre, Nadi. Now that wasn't here when I used to live in Nadi all those years ago. There was never this plaza. So let's go and have a quick look inside, see what it's like. Okay, so it's pretty much your bog standard mall with lots of empty spaces. and nothing terribly flash about it. There is what seems to be the staple of most shopping malls. They seem to have a mobile phone shop right in the middle of malls these days. Anyway, so here we are. We're at one end of the mall, and there is a supermarket. It's called RB Patel. Hello, dear. How are you? You're still maintaining all the COVID regulations, aren't you?
Excuse me?
Still maintaining all the COVID regulations. So you've got to check in, and check out.
Check in and check out.
Okay, and you're looking very Christmassy.
Yeah.
With the
at the supermarket.
No, I said you're looking very Christmassy with the.
Yes, because like it says Christmas.
Thank you, dear. I'll come back. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you. And so we've got you've got the usual shops. Supercuts. You want a haircut? Okay, so you might have seen that Christmas tree earlier. So we're about a week and a half away from Christmas, and the country is gearing itself up for the festive atmosphere. Although there is a slight damper on things with the COVID situation. Now, you probably know that there is this new Omicron variant to COVID, so that's something to be concerned about. But anyway, look, we've got this looking very Christmassy. Okay, let's have a quick one. I'm not one for malls. I hate malls. I'd much rather be in the bush and the countryside of Fiji. But anyway, for what it's worth, let's just have a quick look at this mall, and we're on the escalator going up. Another Christmas tree. Plainer looking Christmas tree than the one we saw on the ground. Well, hello, how are you? Okay. Are you showing your daughter the Christmas decorations? Yeah. It's a nice tree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, we've there's not a great deal going on in this mall. The one thing I can say for it is that it's nice and cool in here. It's hot out there and it's beautifully air conditioned here. This is interesting. I love the decoration here on this Indian street food. Let's go and have a quick look inside. Wow, this is, sorry. Very nice. What? Hello, how are you, dear? Right. This is street food, isn't it? This is Indian street food. And is it vegetarian, or is it just?
Yes, it's a vegetarian.
Vegetarian, is it? Okay, good. Okay. And you do things like thalis and.
No, we don't have thali.
You don't have thali? Just snacks?
No food. We have only snacks. Fast food.
Fast food. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thali can be a fast food as well.
No. In thali we have roti, rice, everything.
Yeah. I mean, that you can do that in a couple of minutes.
No, we are not cooking here.
Okay. All right. Okay, so these are some of the things you've got on sale here. Okay, and you've got sweets.
Yeah,
wow. Okay, did you make these? You did make these.
We have one chef, we made.
You have a chef who made them,
yes.
But you didn't make them.
Sometimes we do together.
Okay. Okay, so we're outside the mall now, thankfully. Can't stand malls. And we're heading off into the direction. Okay, what I wanted to show you very quickly was, now I'm going to take you to the Handicraft Market, and we'll have a little chat with some of the ladies who work there, but I wanted to show you something very quickly just up here as an indication of how things are changing in Fiji. Hello fellas, how are you? Okay guys, this is it here. This used to be a really small police station. Sort of police station that you might miss if you blinked. And now look at it. It's well, it hasn't been finished yet, but that's it there. That's what's coming up. I don't know if it's a police. Well, I'm presumably it's still a police station. Yep, it's still going to be a police station, but it's going to be a much larger police station. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what they call progress. Not me, but some people might call it progress, but there you go. That is the new building, a new police station, about 20 times as big as the old station that replaced it. But this is the old magistrates court, still very much as it was. But look at that police station, absolutely incredible. It's like a shopping mall. It's okay, so there you have it. That's the upcoming police station. Now, these are what you see here around in this area are the old houses that the police officers used to stay in. Hello dear, how are you? So these are government quarters, in other words. They're the accommodation provided for policemen, but also I think for other government workers. So anyway, let's head off back to the mean streets of Nadi, and I want to show you the Handicraft Market. Just over there is the a side view of that side view of the mall. Anyway, so we're back on the main streets of Nadi, and we've got the now we've got the Handicraft Market over here. So that's the this is the Handicraft Market. We'll have a quick look and see what's I always feel sorry for handicraft sellers in town, because most of the tourists don't come to town, and they're not allowed to come to town unless they're in a COVID approved in a COVID approved tour. So this is a bit tricky for them to come to the Handicraft Market. But this is it. This is the Handicraft Market. We've got some wonderful masi there. Okay, so yes, it's really difficult at the moment because tourists are coming into Fiji then, and they have been let in since the 1st of December, but there is a proviso, and that proviso is they must be, so long as we're still in this situation with COVID, so long as that persists, they have to come or be escorted in a COVID-approved, a government COVID-approved tour party. So that is the situation at the moment. But look at all these handicraft. Beautiful. Yeah, how are you doing? All right. Looking at your these wonderful Marcy. Yeah. Yes. You got some great stuff here. How's business at the moment, dear?
Very quiet.
Very quiet, eh? Because the tourists have to come as part of a group. They can't just walk in anymore, can they? Well, not for the time being.
Yeah, I mean, they can walk in if they want to, but
Okay.
like, we still, I don't think so that much tourists have
Yeah,
arrived in the country
with
yet.
in the current situation, eh?
Yeah.
Okay, there you have it. There aren't many tourists coming in, and I think the few that do come in, so far as what I've been led to believe from.
Some of them must have been booked to go to the island.
Yeah, and it's very difficult. This lady was just saying it's very difficult to get any business done here. You know, these guys. How long have you been here, dear?
Nearly 20 years.
20
now.
years, eh?
Yep.
And this is the worst period you've probably known it.
Yes.
Yeah, with the.
We didn't suffer much during the natural disasters. You know?
Yeah.
We still picked up quickly, but this COVID thing has really
The
pulled us
COVID
down.
thing has hit you badly, hasn't it?
Very
yeah,
hard.
well,
Yeah.
you have my
One
sympathy,
after the
dear.
other.
It's difficult, very difficult, and I hope things recover soon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they will do.
God is we're gonna bounce back again.
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely. Okay, dear, I'm just going to wander around. Okay, take care, dear. Okay. So there you have it. You've heard it from that lady. It's still very difficult. It's still very difficult. Very difficult situation, isn't it? I love all. You've got 21st key here for the 21st birthday. This is for our 21st birthday, isn't it? Yeah. All right, dear. Thank you. Yeah. I'll come back a bit later. Okay, so here, as I said, it's still very difficult. Look at these trees here. Look at these wonderful trees. These are barker trees. When I used to live in Nadi, I had a house at the end of a cul-de-sac, and I was turning it into a bohemian centre. I was turning it into a centre for artists and writers and people with a creative talent. Like I said, when I was here working here, and I was president of the Western Arts Guild, and so I was encouraging creativity, and I had poets and writers and what have you come to my house in Nadi. But I used to have, there's probably still there, I had 3 barker trees in my garden, and these are the barker trees, very similar. These are the barker trees. The protection they offer from the sun is considerable. They are native trees, although they're related to the banyan tree. They have aerial roots, and you can just get a closer look at some of these roots. So I had 3 of these in my garden, and the shade they gave me was a real boon. It was fantastic. Anyway, so we're having a little family there. Hello, how are you? Okay? Hi. So we just got these little families here. Hello, Bosso, how are you? Okay?
Good.
You're just relaxing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'll leave you to it. It's a lovely, it's nice and shady here, isn't it?
Yeah,
Perfect. Okay. All right. So there you have it. Those are the. This is. Look at this banyan. I said banyan. Look at this barker tree over here. That is an amazing barker tree. Perfectly proportioned. Okay, so we're going to have to leave the shady protection of those trees and head off back onto the mean streets of Nadi. So we're back on the mean streets of Nadi, and it's I'm sweltering. Let's see if we can get some protection while we're on the streets, rather than being rather than stewing in the sunlight. So anyway, okay, yeah, Nadi has changed a lot. So I was living here in 2013, and it has changed so much. There are these buildings that I don't recognize. I'm not absolutely sure if they were here at the time, and I think they weren't, but I wouldn't stake my life on it. So anyway, so here we are, we're on the main street. It's called Main Street, Nadi, and we're heading in the direction of the main town centre. Now, Nadi was supposed to have been made a city in 2019. The Minister for Local Government had approved it, and then she changed her mind and said that after having consultation with the public, they postponed the decision to turn Nadi into a city. So Nadi is still a town, and it's the main tourist centre, if you like, of Fiji, because the main international airport, for those of you who are uninitiated, who are not too familiar with Fiji, the main airport is Nadi International Airport, and that's about a 20-minute drive from here. And so tourists come in, they'll head off into Denarau, or go off to different parts of Fiji, but they might come into the town centre, and this is where you'll often find lots of tourists. You used to find lots of tourists, but since the pandemic they've been a bit scarce on the ground, but they're coming back. They're trickling back at the moment, and they will come back in larger numbers. Just need to be persistent, because tourism, as many of you no doubt know, tourism took a huge knock with the virus. But things are bouncing back, and so is Fiji. So we're on the heading into the main area of Nadi, and you've got Rupp's Big Bear. Rupp's Big Bear is a place for all sorts of stuff, fabrics. And there is a chap there. Hello, how are you? Okay. So it's still no winter without a mask, isn't there? I love the colours. The colours are amazing. Okay, so that's Rupp's Big Bear. Great name.
Hey boss, want to buy some coconut?
What is it?
Coconut.
Oh no, thank you. No.
Oh, hello.
Look at this guy sweating like anything. So what's that school?
QBS.
QBS. Were you at
That's
QBS?
the initial for a secondary school.
Okay.
Yes.
So he was at QBS.
Yes.
Queen Victoria School.
Yes, that's the one.
Okay, so, and you're selling coconuts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's have a look.
$2.
If you look here, you can see it's nice and fresh.
Wow, yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Perfect for the sun.
Yes.
Perfect for the sun.
For the kidney to kidney.
See,
For the kidneys.
Yes.
Okay, fellas, thank you. Inaka.
Yes, mate.
See you next time, eh? Okay, there was a couple of chaps hustling for coconuts, or trying to offload some coconuts on me, and I just had a fruit juice earlier, so coconuts are not the sort of thing I was too keen on having. Anyway, so we're back on the mean streets of Nadi, and just get some idea of what it's like. These shops are actually how I last remembered it. These shops are very, very familiar, but so much is new. And when I used to Used to live in Nadi. This is where I used to get my come to pay my phone bill at Vodafone Fiji. There you go. So that's Vodafone Fiji. Oh, this is a familiar sight over here. Sentai Chinese restaurant. We used to come here for a meal sometimes. So that's Sentai, and there are a couple of Chinese restaurants. There are a couple of Chinese restaurants here. There's another one just over there, but I wouldn't vouch for it. Anyway, so here we are, still on the mean streets of Nadi, and you've got shoe shops, you've got money transfer shops, you've got bargain box where you can get you can buy second-hand clothes. Harrison's, they go by the title of Harrison's Unusual Casuals. What a great catchy title, Harrison's Unusual Casuals. And the biggest rivals to Harrison's is directly opposite. There you go, there's a glimpse of the main road with these cars heading in my direction. So the biggest rival to Harrison's is Nagindas here. And I love the irony that it's directly across the road from it. So if there's if you don't find what you fancy in Harrison's, or if you don't find what you fancy in Nagindas, you just walk across the road. And here we've got Fiji Development Bank. Digicel. Now, Digicel have just been sold to an Australian company, and that purchase was made with the assistance of the Australian government, because they are trying to thwart the expansion of China in the region, and especially Chinese telecommunications. So what they did was that the Australian government, Scott Morrison, the Prime Minister of Australia, stepped in with assistance to an Australian company. I can't remember the name of the company, but they stepped in with financing for this Australian company to purchase Digicel across the whole of the Pacific. So that name, that Digicel name, which is not just on the shops there, but it's all over the place. It's on these banners as well over here. There's a banner with Digicel written on it. That will be changing soon. So that's a familiar landmark there, Jack's. Over here, I don't know if we can see much. Let's see if we can get a quick glimpse. There you go. That used to be a famous supermarket, which had been in Fiji since the 19th century. It was called Morris Hedstrom's, and they were here. The shop, well, it's a department store already. It burnt down in about 2014 or 2015. So that site has been left since the shop was burnt down. And the reason being for that is that Morris Hedstrom's has sold its operation in Fiji. There is no Morris Hedstrom supermarket outlet in Fiji anymore. Anyway, so let's just quickly head off. It's really hot and dusty. It has been raining a lot, but it's really quite hot and dusty and very muggy. So just taking you across the road to show you Jack's. Taxi drivers everywhere. Okay. Jack's is quite a landmark in Fiji. They do all sorts of things. That's Jack's there. Jack's do souvenirs. They're quite. We'll have a look in there a bit later, but they do souvenirs. And there's this guy with a guitar, and he's going to give us a little demonstration. So that chap gave us a brief rendering of a very famous Fijian song. He was standing right next to the air conditioner, so that's what I hate about these streets. They're so noisy. Anyway, he was standing right next to an air conditioning vent, an air conditioner, and so the mellifluousness of his voice, the beauty of his voice, was affected slightly by the sound of the air conditioning units. Anyway, so we're still on the mean streets of Nadi, and across there's a very famous department store in Fiji called Prouds, and like the rivalry between Harrison's and Nargindas, Prouds is directly across from Tapu's. So there seems to be a bit of a theme emerging here, to have rivals across the road from each other. So that's Prouds. There's something called Galito's Flamed Grilled Chicken. Okay, so anyway, let's we're near the end of town. It's a one street town in essence, but there are streets off it where you can find restaurants and shops of one sort or another, but everything is essentially condensed into this one street called Main Street. And you've got a rather grim looking supermarket there called RB Batel. It's a nice place to rest, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you just been shopping?
Yes.
Okay, what did you buy anything interesting? No.
No, we just had lunch.
Oh,
All
okay.
the way from that side.
Oh, okay, what did you have for lunch?
Lamb, chili lamb.
Chili lamb, okay, sounds as if it's spicy.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I'm just going to head in to have a look at this shop here.
Okay.
All right, take care, guys. Have a good
Thank you,
good day, eh?
guys.
Okay.